With 4 former Idaho Boy Scouts suing the scouting organization and the LDS Church, we received feedback from viewers asking why did the men wait so long to come forward?
For the answer, On Your Side spoke with a Caldwell man who came forward with his own story of abuse in 2005, decades after the incidents occurred. Mike Sharp joins us live in studio with a powerful story.
The identities of the 4 men suing the LDS Church and the BSA may still be unknown, but a local man says he knows what they're going through.
This is the real victim. That's the victim. And that person was injured, terribly injured by what happened to them.
TJ Hopper was just 10 years old when he says his abuse began at the hands of his Catholic priest, Jim Worsley, in Boise. He says he thinks his experience in this Catholic church is not unlike the 4 former Idaho Boy Scouts who filed suit in U.S. District Court earlier this week against the LDS Church and the Boy Scouts of America.
And it's really difficult to come forward, and I sympathize with these guys. I know what it feels like. I know what they must be going through, and they're going through a kind of hell.
Hopper knows what it feels like because he came forward with his own story publicly in 2005, 30 years after the abuse occurred. He says he knows questions arise about waiting so long to admit the abuse.
Your brain chemically changes itself to protect you from what happened. And it's a very, very difficult thing to deal with that and bring it forward.
Hopper says he didn't accept what happened to him until after the statute of limitations had passed, like the 4 men in the lawsuit. But he says he's lived his entire life with the memory of his abuse coming back in pieces.
The nightmares. There's, several times a week. We always have the nightmares.
Eventually, Hopper says he was able to come to terms with what happened to him, but he says it wasn't easy, and it's an ongoing process for any victim. Now, he says his heart is with the men involved in the most recent suit, and he hopes coming forward can get the victims what they're searching for.
And what I hope that these guys get is a modicum of justice, which many of us, myself included, will never see, because that will help give them some closure.
Hopper says he struggles every day to cope with what happened to him as a child. He has never sued his abuser, who admitted his crimes decades after the abuse occurred. Live in studio, I'm Mike Sharp, Today 6 On Your Side.